In this video, we're going to discuss why everyone hates Harley riders. You should love us.
Why do they hate us?
Because we can ride.
Because we can ride. We're loud and proud, that's why.
That's stirring the pot. Brings up an interesting question. Why do people hate Harley riders?
Because we're
I think if I hear somebody in real life say that, I'm going to have to punch them. Why does everyone hate Harley riders? What is it about Harley Davidsons that triggers people? Hi, my name's Eamon. Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to discuss why Harley Davidson creates so much drama, hate and emotion in people. Let me know in the comments, do you hate Harley riders and why? Or do you love us like we deserve to be loved? Stay tuned till the end of the video. I'm going to discuss the 5 reasons that everybody hates Harley riders. And for some reason, the last one gets everyone upset. Now, I've had heaps of motorcycles in my 40 plus years of riding. I'm on my 7th Harley and I bought my first Harley new back in the very early 90s when Fat Boys first came out. During that time, I've heard millions of negative comments and jokes about Harleys and Harley riders. I've heard everything from Harleys break down all the time to comments about the pirate gear that many of us wear. I find it all pretty funny really, and I don't mean just the jokes, which are often funny.
You guys know that everyone thinks you're total fags, right? Just wanted to let you know.
What I mean is the fact that it's so polarizing and people go out of their way to make these negative comments. And just look at some of the comments on my videos. On a mistakes Harley riders make video, the standard comment by the triggered crowd is, well, the first mistake's buying a Harley. And then on a cornering video, you can guess the triggered crowd always say, well, Harleys don't corner. People have all sorts of gripes. Check out this particular comment on one of my videos. Expensive, the lowest customer satisfaction, Chinese parts, worst warranty, beaten by the competitors, and of course, bloated price. Now, whether these things are true, half true, or false is completely irrelevant. What's amazing and what's interesting to me is why does it trigger all of this emotion in people? When it comes to Harley Davidsons, there's enough negative emotion to make them comment, make them angry, and make them insult people. When I ride any other brand of motorcycle, some of them are excellent bikes, but you know, they look horrible. Some of them look great, but they're not really fit for riding on a road. They're way too fast. And of course, you've got a whole range of brands that are technically spot on, but ugly as f***. Let's face it, all bikes have got their flaws and we can go on and on and on. None of the other brands create the same emotion and drama in people as Harleys do. So let's ask the question, what actually is emotion? I'm asking that because I see it as very different to feeling. A lot of people think that emotion and feeling are the same. You can feel an emotion, but they are distinctly different. Now, I'd say that emotions happen as a result of thoughts that are muddled and confusing. It happens when you're unable to process your thoughts properly. This creates a lot of strong energy that blocks your logical thinking, sort of like a cloud, and I guess that's why we come up with terms like clouded judgment, because that's what happens in the presence of emotion. Now, this emotion that happens has got the power to move you, to make you take action. Pretty good if you can use it in your favor, but it's devastating for people who don't know how to deal with it. Think about all the people who are jailed for anything from domestic violence all the way through to murder. That's usually the result of emotion. How to process and deal with emotion should have been taught to you in school, and a lot of the drama and tragedy that's happened to people in their lives could have been avoided. There's something about Harley Davidsons and the people who ride them that make other people emotional, even irrational. Historically, the Harley marketing has done a great job. No, better than that, a sensational job, where they've built a brand around image, community, lifestyle. What other brand in the world can boast that people tattoo their logo onto their body? That's for life. So there are 5 reasons why everyone hates Harley riders. Reason number 1 is envy and jealousy. That's stirring the pot. Now, some people are really envious and jealous of Harley riders. Harley Davidson's got a great community, nice looking bikes and expensive bikes.
Here's one of those new anniversary model street glides.
Mate, your bike looks great.
Thanks, mate.
You must have just got that.
About a week.
Yeah, is that the one that was parked in there last week? Yeah.
The expense of the bikes and the perceived closed community can make people think that Harley riders are arrogant, elitist and exclusive in the culture that surrounds the brand. And it can fuel resentment because it makes people think that Harley riders might be flaunting wealth or status. Of course, this is accentuated because many people spend money on mods, all the way from engines to seriously good paint jobs.
I don't know if the camera will show this. Paint on his rear guard is like 3D.
Some people see this spending as the pinnacle and others see it as a complete waste of money. So let's finish this little section by saying, I never see a Harley rider saying, hey, check out that Jigsaw boy over there on his Suzuki, and then reeling off a whole lot of negative comments about his bike. Almost forgot, I do call sports bike riders Power Rangers. Reason number 2 is intimidating appearance. Now, a lot of Harley riders appear as intimidating. Maybe not to us, but to the non-Harley crowd for sure. In the Harley community, there are a lot of tough-looking guys, rugged-looking guys, and this is even more intimidating when you combine that with big. And there are a lot of big guys in the Harley world. In my video where I was riding the 131 Road Glide ST, I was riding with 3 other guys. 2 of them were taller than my 6'4", and the third guy was well over 6 foot as well. And you can see this wherever you go in the Harley community. I can see it from the sizes of the t-shirts that sell on my website. And it doesn't matter if big is muscular or overweight, big is big, and big will be intimidating to other people, in particular if we combine it with the other things that seem to be around in the community. And that's tattoos, lots of black leather, and very loud motorcycles. So people being people stereotype others. They think of Harley riders as being rebellious, non-conformist, even outlaws and criminals. The general public doesn't know the difference between a group of friends riding together, a club, or a gang. They've watched Sons of Anarchy on television and they think people who ride Harleys are of a certain type. And of course, we're often riding around with our friends in groups, so people come to particular conclusions. People have negative associations with other people who they think are flaunting social norms or disregarding authority. Now, Harley riders come from all walks of life. That's probably obvious to you if you're in the Harley community, but not so much to outsiders. People outside of the Harley community just assume that we're all part of the Hells Angels or Wild Hogs. They just don't think any deeper than their initial judgment or generalisation. Now, number 3 is loud noise. They sound like a sewing machine when they come out of the shop, and then they magically grow exhaust systems that make them loud. So that loud engine noise or exhaust note of a Harley Davidson motorcycle can be seen as disruptive, irritating, antisocial by some people, especially in residential areas. Pisses a lot of people off, and Harley riders can be seen as inconsiderate of other people's peace and quiet. Personally, I like loud bikes, but even to me, some bikes are just too loud. They're still fun, but loud. And of course, with all that noise, we can be obnoxious sometimes. I used to have an office in the inner city, and the entrance to the car park was down a very narrow street that was lined with parked cars and shop fronts. I used to have a lot of fun in the mornings on a very noisy fat boy setting off all these shop and car alarms. That's obnoxious. So let me know in the comments if you've done that too, or you just think I'm a knob. I was on a group ride once and we were on a ferry, and the rear and the front door of the ferry were closed. There were about 40 bikes and we were in an enclosed space which was made of metal. Everyone came down to have a look at the bikes as we're taking off, and you know what's going to happen next. Revving the engine, which is just a bit of harmless fun, and a lot of spectators love it. Now this time, with the doors closed, it was absolutely deafening and hurting my ears even with my helmet on. Looking around at the spectators, there were kids and babies crying and a lot of upset parents. I've sat at outdoor tables in cafes surrounded by non-motorcycle lovers. Somebody with a seriously loud Harley, he does his special look at me rev as he goes past. Not a good look. You can see the reaction from the crowd. There's a time and place for everything. Now, I think that loud pipes save lives. I've said that repeatedly, and a lot of people disagree with me. I've got no doubt about this because I've alternated between Harleys and sports bikes for decades. On a sports bike with a full face helmet on, there is no doubt at all people try and, let's say, kill me. But on a noisy Harley with an open face helmet, in that time only one person has ever tried to abuse me, knock me off my bike, and that was for going to the front of the queue of cars at the traffic lights. And then he had second thoughts when I looked at him and said, okay, let's go. And then I chased him for a while just to let him know that us little fellas on bikes can fight back too. Number 4 is cleaners, not riders. People think that Harley Davidson owners just clean their bike, let them sit in the garage and never ride them. Now this is said in a way that implies that somebody who rides their bike more or does more kilometres every year is somehow better than other people. Perhaps they're a real biker instead of a pretend biker. I guess it's meant to shame guys into doing more kilometres or just make fun of them for not doing many kilometres, because there are squillions of used Harley Davidsons on the second-hand market with very low kilometres. There's lots of chrome, they're all shiny, so people come to the conclusion that Harley riders don't ride, they just sit in their garage and clean their bikes, perhaps use them as a trophy. And for sure, shiny bike means lots of cleaning. So people say Harley riders don't ride their bikes, but my observations are completely different to that. All you've got to do is look at the used motorcycle ads in your city. You'll see that there are just as many sports bikes with low kilometres that have been sitting in garages for years. So maybe if a Power Ranger says to you, you're not riding your Harley, you're just cleaning it, have a look at his speedometer. How many kilometres has he done? Maybe he's scared of his bike, it's too quick for him. Anyway, they're all throwaway lines made by non-thinkers, because perhaps the kilometre junkies need to consider this. Everyone always finds themselves in different situations. I can remember having a job for over a decade where I had to travel to work every day. I could wear anything I liked, so I'd pretty much ride a motorcycle to work every single day. It was way easier than a car. Then on top of that, during that time, there was a period where I did commercial Harley rides, so I was riding even more. And then during that time, there was a period where I didn't even have a car, just a motorcycle. So you can imagine how many kilometres I notched up compared to other periods in my life where I was a business owner, I needed to look presentable, and sometimes I'd have to wear a suit, so I would travel to work in a car. And then on the weekend, with small children to amuse, a fishing boat to use, family and social events to attend, the bike, even though it was my favourite, was often neglected. There's no right or wrong. I know people who do 500 times the distances that I do. They travel everywhere on their motorcycle all the time. They ride it to work every day. I also had a friend who had 22 Harleys squashed into a 2-car garage. He rode all the time, every day. But of course, with that many bikes, each of them will have not that many kilometres. I always laugh at this whole kilometres ridden thing. It applies to all motorcycles. Motorcycles are usually a second mode of transport in somebody's life, and it depends on all of the other factors in your life as to how much you're going to ride your bike. Here it is, one of my favourite bikes. Alright, the Harley Heaven shop ride. Look at that crew there. There's Blake, looking shy. Good ride, guys?
Fantastic ride.
Well, here's a big question. Why do people hate Harley riders?
Because they reckon we're loud and obnoxious. And they're probably right.
You're loud and obnoxious.
No, the bikies.
Eric, check out that great bike.
That's not bad, not bad.
Why do people hate Harley riders?
Why do they hate us?
We can ride.
Because we can ride. We go loud and proud, mate. We're loud and proud, that's why.
Why do people hate Harley riders?
Because they're not as good as us, that's why.
Why do people hate Harley riders?
Why?
Yeah.
No one, everyone loves us.
Everyone loves riding.
What do you say? No, everyone loves us.
We're lovable. Hear that?
Yeah.
Why do people hate Harley riders?
They don't.
They don't.
Nah, man.
I
We're
thought
legends.
everyone hated us.
No, they all want to be like us.
Why do people hate Harley riders?
I told you, because we can ride.
Too noisy, yeah.
Too noisy?
Yeah, that's it.
All right, check out this view.
Reason number 5 is squids. Who's heard of the term squid? It's a derogatory term usually reserved for riders who are unskilled, reckless, crazy, and they don't wear safety gear. You know where I'm going with this. It also means inexperienced riders who go fast in a straight line, but they can't corner. So if you think of the way a squid swims in the water, they have quick bursts in a straight line, they change directions slowly, and off they go again. Now you can see why people relate this to Harley riders, especially when we look at all the jokes about cornering. So you probably realise the general perception of Harleys is straight line, unable to corner. And you've got to remember there are a lot of Harley riders who are middle-aged men who are just taking up the hobby again. I've seen just as many people on sports bikes who can go way faster in a straight line with bikes that have top speeds over 300 kilometres an hour, and they don't know how to corner it either. Their bikes have a better lean angle, but their skill level's low. SQUID can also be an acronym for stupidly quick, underdressed, imminently dead, or inherently dangerous. Look, but depending on where you look, it's just really a derogatory term for motorcyclists that you think are dickheads. Stupid term really, comes from the Power Ranger world. I think I'm going to punch someone if I hear them use it. Now, people direct the term squid at Harley riders who ride around in their t-shirts, shorts sometimes, because they think that Harley riders who don't wear safety gear are stupid and dangerous to themselves. Well, my opinion is motorcycles are dangerous, full stop. You can wear whatever you like, it's your life. We've all got different opinions on what we think we should wear. I often wear a t-shirt riding in summer. A lot of people, motorcyclists and non-motorcyclists, think that we should all be wrapped up in cotton wool and safety gear, or we shouldn't be allowed to ride. So Harley riders are seen as reckless, irresponsible, even stupid. Squids. If you look around at the subcultures in the motorcycling community, you'll see that most people conform to the general dress code of the group that they're in. I'm going to finish this point with a generalisation that people are pissed off and jealous that we Harley riders are relaxing and ripping around in our t-shirts on a nice hot summer's day. And they're sweating to death in their full leathers or their synthetic gear with plastic inserts everywhere and flower power colours. So let me know in the comments if you hate Harley riders. Are you envious? Are you jealous? Or do you think we're just plain stupid pirate pretenders? So that's why everybody hates Harley riders, but seriously, look at us, we're lovely, you should love us. They should love us. Everyone should love us. Now check out my video, the 3 different types of Harley riders, which one are you? Or if you already know who you are, have a look at my video, Why Harley Riders Die Early. I'll put the links up here somewhere. So if you liked today's video, help the channel with a like, a subscribe, even a comment. If you're a supporter, there's some great gear on our website, check it out. Thanks for watching, stay fit and healthy, and I'll see you on the next video.